Now I'm at the point you wanna be with me. I'm vibing out at a higher frequency, cause everything that I want and I'm gonna be, it's when I wake up, that's when I start to dream. Someone you love is talking down, here is the plan. Let it fall through like a handful of sand. Nothing happens overnight, what you must understand. If you dwell on the bad, then you don't stand a chance. Something you want upset, saying why it ain't mine yet. That's because now you have yet to change your mindset. People don't put their mind to rest while they're so wired. A lot of people go to sleep and wake up tired. Power of positivity and persistence. Say that I can, we'll just sit back and witness. Make an impact when our time is done. Make money, help people, and have lots of fun. Whoa.
Hey! 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 Oh! Hey! Wanna know where David's gonna be? Get invites, updates, and community. When he's in your city, you won't miss a thing. Just text the number, let your phone ring, 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 ring. 949-292-9005. That's 949-292-9005. Events, connection, and opportunity. All in one place. Come join the community. So text it now, don't wait in line. 949-292-9005. That's 949-292-9005.
Welcome to Office Hours, hosted by legendary sports executive, entrepreneur, and investor David Meltzer, where the brightest entrepreneurial minds in business, sports, and entertainment get together to talk about success, failure, and everything in between.
There's so much more effort someone will give if it is not seen as the job, but the thing that they enjoy doing with their life.
We both view all of it that way. It's like, how in this interaction am I going to add excessive value to the person on the other side? And neither of us, I think, accept anything less than that.
I have no self-worth tied up in Gary Vee or Gary Vaynerchuk, the entrepreneur. My self-worth is fully and utterly 100% attached to how I treat human beings.
Take a deep dive into the mind of some of the world's most impactful guests.
Very simply, getting people's mind realigned and showing them evidence of what they can do so that they know that they can make the right decision in the moment.
I knew I could get better, and I knew, because no matter how late to the game you are, there's a phrase I invite everybody to live by, which is, there's always room for the best.
To share their strategies and tools to dominate their respective fields.
Overarching umbrella, I would say, about how to accomplish it all is to find things that you're just really passionate about and that you love and you're interested in.
You got to do it because you truly love it. And at some point, if you're thriving in it and if you are being progressive at it, you'll probably get recognized for that.
David Meltzer hosts Office Hours.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Friday training. It's been over 38 years. Over 38 8 years of training. That's amazing. Wow. There we go, Jordan.
Turn it over to David Meltzer or Nick, who is on stage, and I don't see anybody. So,
hey, no, I'm here.
David, good morning, my friends. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. We are blessed, and thank you guys so much for everything that we do. Community is so important. This is one of the best communities, the best on Clubhouse for sure. That's why we show up every Friday. Thank you, TM. Thank you, Ramon. Thank you, Scott. You guys are building an amazing collective consciousness of goodness. There are good ideas and there's God ideas, and this room is full of those God ideas. And I appreciate the opportunity every Friday to be here. This training is going to be on the AAA strategy, one of the most sought after exercises that I have with that AAA strategy. And we are blessed to teach how we get alignment, take action, and prepare for adjustment. But before we do that, we would love to get aligned with the Nick of WOM. Nick of WOM, can you get us aligned and set the room for the day?
It's always a pleasure and an honor, and happy Friday, Mr. Meltzer, let alone everybody in our community, as we are multicasting on all platforms, let alone live here in the Breakfast with Champions, the greatest room and community on Clubhouse. And as David mentioned, welcome to another edition of his Free Friday training series that he's been doing for over 28 years.
Oh, I said 38. I was 28. It must right up my workout. I added 10 years, man.
I was going to say, I don't know. You would know
No. Yeah, it's October. That's 20 years ago.
Beautiful. All right, great. So, and today's topic is the AAA strategy, as David had mentioned. I know everybody joining us, whether you're online or here on House, you guys are going to want the guide and exercise from today's training. And if for any reason you don't have David's book, just throw that into the message you're going to send him via email to get the guide and exercise, let alone his book that he'll send you a copy, sign a copy, and even pay for shipping, people. All you got to do is email david@dmeltzer.com. Once again, that is just david@dmeltzer.com. And it would not be David Meltzer training if we were not inviting but not obligating everybody to come and join us in person, as we are on tour over 200 cities every single year, heading on a car wash, as we call it, in each and every one of those cities, which is the addition of a community meetup, holding court, or even one of our VIP dinners for charity. So coming up here, coming us as we're going to be in Los Angeles, California, with the incredible Marie Diamond, Doug Allen, Brian Scher, and many others, adding on a car wash. Then it'll be off to the Japan edition of the Car Wash series. Then we'll be in Louisville, Kentucky, with Nick Saban and Matt Ebert, the CEO of Crash Champions, adding on a car wash there as well. Then Kalamazoo, Michigan, with the Zyger Auto Group, a car wash. Back to Viva Las Vegas for the start of Office Hours TV show season number 11. My goodness, can't believe it is already season 11. Got a car wash there in Vegas again. And then we'll be back in Newport Beach, California for another edition of our Mastermind series with the incredible Tim Story, Dr. Stefano Sinacropi, and so many others, running on a car wash in Newport Beach once again. And ladies and gents, I know that it's way too much to keep up with, which is intentional. And that's why we created our text community, to be the reminders on where we're going to be and give you over 200 invitations but not obligations a year. So if you would like the reminders, please text us at the code 949. Next 3 digits are 298. Last 4 digits 2905. For, of course, all of our friends on the webinar, you guys see it there on screen, and we will remind you with our jingle at the end of the show. And for all of our friends here in the Breakfast with Champions, I will make sure to put David's email as well as the text community in the room chat so everybody can access that as well. Now, without further ado, Mr. Meltzer, turning it back over to you to empower us here in the first half of today's training, the AAA strategy, before we open it up for Q&A.
Oh, thank you, Nick, and thank you for yesterday, and thank my whole team for yesterday. Thank Tim Story, thank Jay Abraham, thank John Coyle, thank Brian Scher, Oprah's boy. It was an amazing mastermind, and love to see everybody join on the road, meetups, holding courts, VIP dinners for charity, masterminds, interviews. We are trying to do the most that we can to empower everyone beyond where it all started, the OG 28. That's right, older than Nick. 28 years ago, October 11th, we started these trainings, and man, have they evolved, and I've evolved. God bless those God ideas. Anyway, part of that evolution, Nick, is the understanding of the AAA strategy. So many people, we all will face setbacks, unexpected challenges and circumstances. And the moment when life can go according to plan, and it won't. In fact, if you want to make God laugh, come up with a well-developed plan. What determines our future isn't what happens to us. It's not even what happens for us. It's what happens through us with the AAA strategy. It's our ability to re-engineer our vision, to repurpose, not retire our experiences, and restart with intention. Whether we've lost over $100 million or $1, whether we lost a business opportunity, experienced major life change and circumstances, or simply realize we're not where we want to be. We are not in God's idea, we're in good ideas. We always have the ability to adjust, to expand, to rebuild from a stronger foundation. Our circumstances will not and cannot define us. Our mindset, our heart set, our hand set, our values, and the willingness to adapt determine our ability to create what's next, especially today, with the speed in which circumstances change. And the first lesson, which will be available for everyone alongside this replay, guides, and exercises. The first lesson today, David, that's beloved, at D first initial, Meltzer, servant, let me be your beloved servant and send these lessons to you. The first lesson of today under the AAA strategy is to re-engineer our actual foundation. Before we can create this expanded you, before we can create a new, we must understand the foundation that we are building upon. Our values, mine in which I teach, are gratitude to give you perspective, empathy to give you ease, accountability to give you control, and effective communication to allow you to live inspired with inspiration. Our values determine our decisions. It determines our relationships. It even determines our direction. When facing adversity, passionate, purposeful, and profitable people return to that foundation. They return to their core values, gratitude, empathy, accountability, and effective communication, rather than responding to the natural reaction of emotion to temporary, and I repeat, temporary challenges, failure, setbacks, mistakes, void shortages, and obstacles that exist every day in the circumstances that are happening quicker and quicker every single day. The strongest foundation, the most practiced and healed foundation that we can build upon is a foundation that is rooted in our values, mine being gratitude, empathy, accountability, and effective communication. We got to mute that, Nikki. All right. When we can identify our most important personal, experiential, giving, and receiving values, when we identify those, we can see the clues, the patterns, and make better choices aligned in the AAA strategy with the divine direction that we want to be in. And when we identify those values, we now are aligning. Please mute yourself with a little bit of background. I appreciate it. We can align those values not only in the divine direction, but it allows us to give meaning in that trajectory, in that divine direction. And it's meaning, it's the values that you have, personally, experientially, giving and receiving, that will limit your self-image, your imagination, and your future, because you never will over achieve your own self-image. So we need to continually evaluate whether our daily actions are aligned with our divine direction that's determined by the meaning of the past, the values that we have. Gratitude gives you perspective. I now can find light, love, and lessons in losing over $100 million. Empathy gives me ease, forgiveness for all the mistakes that I made in losing $100 million. Accountability gives me control, taking me out of the circumstantial, putting me into the non-negotiable, circumstantial. Asking myself, what did I do to be responsible to attract this, to participate in this perception, and what am I supposed to learn from it, giving me control. An effective communication, allowing me to use the infinite intelligence, intuition, energy, and inspiration through effectively communicating with my God ideas, not my good ideas. It is those clues, the patterns, the choices that allow us to align and then take action and then prepare for the adjustment. Building that trajectory, building that divine direction that supports the person that we want to become within the context of that God idea. Building it as if we already are. I am happy, wealthy, and worthy. What am I doing to interfere with it? We must re-engineer our foundation before we move in our divine direction to give us meaning of the past to align with that divine direction within the context of the AAA strategy. If you would like the exercise on how to re-engineer your foundation with the 4 values that I utilize in that foundation, just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll send you the AAA guide along with the exercises. david@dmeltzer.com. Lesson number 2. We need to attract the right people, places, things, circumstances, events, and energy that we desire. We don't really attract it. We clear the interference between us and the right people, places, things, circumstances, events, and energy that already exists. That's what attraction is. It's just clearing the interference between you and what already is. Because I am, what am I doing to interfere with it? So, for example, as I read that book behind me, Don't Do Business with Dicks, the original title, How to Ditch Toxicity and Align Yourselves with Positive Influences. The people around us, the ideas around us, the thoughts around us, and circumstances and events we choose either accelerate our growth in the divine direction or it interferes with it because it's already there. The right relationships are who will help us achieve our vision faster and with greater fulfillment, passion, purpose, and even profitability by learning the clues and the patterns and making choices to dissipate, dissolve, and disappear the interferences of the responses to the emotional reaction to the circumstance. The need to be right, the need to be offended, the need to be separate, the need to be inferior, the need to be superior, the need to be worried, angry, upset, frustrated, guilty, resentful, all are interfering with all of the right things, the infinite things that will make life easy by dissipating the dis-easy. We've all experienced a situation where the right mentor, coach, teacher, teammate, partner, intimate other created opportunities that we could not have created alone. Nor who we can help and who can help us. The fastest way to get to where we want to be is find that person and mimic them, find that person and ask them for questions. That is already where we want to be, and clear the interference that way, or help somebody else get to where they want to be and clear the interference not only for them, but for you as well, because you're able and capable of helping someone else. You're closest to God. You're at your higher self. You're clearing the interference between you and all the right and dissipating all the interfering. We can attract the right people when we consistently, persistently, without quit, pursue our lives of value and carry the right energy alongside of it, which is doing, saying, thinking, feeling, and believing in the divine direction and aligning the meaning of the past, then taking action, then preparing for adjustment. When we can enjoy to consistently pursue our potential, we will carry the great infinite with us. In order to do so, we must audit those relationships with the places, the events, circumstances, and energy. We must audit those relationships that are influencing our divine direction, our expansion, our growth. Seek who's. The right people, places. We must seek the who's, the mentors, teachers, and coaches, partners, friends, intimate others who share our values. If they don't, let them follow or fire them from your life if necessary. It's easier today to fall away than any other thing and any other time, because there's so much monkey brains and much monkey noise instead of monk brains. Focus on being the type of person you want to attract. Focus on being the spouse that you want. Focus on being that which you already are in I am. If you want to learn laws of attraction in the context of the AAA strategy and attract the right people, places, things, events, circumstances in your life, energy, intuition, and intelligence, just email me. I'll provide you the AAA strategy alongside this exercise and the replay of this training. David at D Meltzer. David, first name David, at D, first initial, Meltzer means waiter. David at dmeltzer.com. I read a great quote that if you feel that God is making you wait, then become a waiter, become a servant, and serve. If you feel like God's making you wait, then become a waiter and serve. All right, lesson number 3 in the AAA strategy training today, over 28 years of training as of October 11th. The lesson of repurpose. So many people want to transform, they want to transition, they want to retire. We want to repurpose everything. Every activity, challenge, circumstance, responsibilities carries values, light, love, and lessons that can be found through gratitude and forgiveness, through empathy, if we're looking for it, if we're seeking for it. The ability to find purpose in every ordinary moment will transform the experience and align it in your divine direction and change the meaning of the past and carry you with momentum of the infinite. Energy, intuition, intelligence, and inspiration. We can repurpose everything. We have the power to give meaning, to give purpose to everything we see through gratitude, forgiveness, and accountability, to effectively communicate with the infinite, allowing it to come through us in an infinite, abundant, unified system of thought that will carry us at an accelerated rate to where we want to be, or even better. Something as simple as taking out the trash change your life. You see, I hated taking out the trash. I grew up with 6 kids, and for whatever reason, that was my duty to take out the trash. And I'd be so upset about it. I'd throw it against the trash can, it'd spill. Sometimes if there was glass in there, it'd invariably cut me. Stuff would fall out, waste my time, ruin my clothes. I then was in football fraternity in college, and being the smallest football player, I got the grand duty of taking the trash out, and things were even worse. Then I thought it was all over when I got married, but that was just the start, because trash is like kryptonite to my children. And I created all this negative energy until I repurposed it. Something as simple as taking out the trash, which I hated, became time for reflection, for goal setting, for gratitude, for problem solving. I intentionally repurposed it according to the values I had. I found the light, the love, and the lessons in taking out the trash. And my energy shifted about it. I would go to parties and take out the trash. I'd go to baseball games and pick up trash. I'd go on walks and clean up the trash. My energy shifted so much about the trash that one of my daughters even offered to take out the trash because of the energy I held in that time of reflection, goal setting, gratitude, and problem solving. You can purpose everything. You can use gratitude and empathy and accountability in order to find the light, the love, and lessons, to have passion, purpose, and profitability, even in taking out the trash. When we learn to find that light, love, and lessons in these values, in everything, we stop interfering with life. We stop interfering with the infinite. We stop resisting and start learning from it. And we know life is about lessons. The lessons will keep on coming until we learn them. Why not learn them faster? Why not grow faster, accelerate, aggregate, compound exponentially all that we desire? Identify the repetitive, non-negotiable activities in your day that are aligned with where you want to be or better. Dissipate the ones that are interfering with it. Attach purpose, meaning to everything that you do, say, think, feel, and believe. Stop living your life and I'll be happy when. Stop living your life in the quote unquote, I will be happy when. Start living your life for the sake of what? Ask yourself, what lesson I learned from this in every situation through accountability? What did I do to be responsible? What did I do to attract myself? What did I do to participate in this perception? And what lesson can I learn from this? What am I supposed to learn from this? And you will grow and repurpose and align the meaning of the past with your divine direction. You will accelerate, aggregate, and compound exponentially everything you desire in life and business. If you would like to learn through the AAA strategy how to repurpose everything, email me, David, that means beloved, at D, my first initial, Meltzer, means waiter, servant, David at dmeltzer.com. Let me be your beloved servant. Lesson number 4, alignment. The first A of the AAA. Alignment should take about 80% of your time, effort, thoughts, intention. Without alignment, our actions become scattered and ineffective. Napoleon Hill would call it drifting. Alignment ensures, with definiteness of purpose, our divine direction, our values, relationship, intuition, intelligence, energy, and inspiration all work in harmony with no balance. All working in harmony with no balance. The first A creates the harmony and relieves you of the non-achievable balance in the human experience because you're limited by time. You can work hard every day, but most people get so busy working, they forget why they're working. They tell me that they're working, to help other people, to make a lot of money, to have a lot of fun. And they get so busy working, they forget to make money. They forget to have fun, and they forget all the other things to make them happy, like health and faith, family. We may work hard every day, but if the actions are not aligned, that first A of the AAA, with our values, gratitude, empathy, accountability, and effective communication, and the divine direction in devotional behavior, not disciplined behavior. Like I said, so many people that I work with are disciplined. They work hard every day. They're disciplined working every day, but they forget to make money, forget to spend time with their family, forget to spend time on their health and their faith. And where do you think they end up? They end up in a position where progress, not perfection, but progress feels difficult and unsustainable. Stop interfering with your higher self. You're able and capable of helping others, giving the ability to align with where you want to be or better, and the meaning of the path in that alignment as well. Alignment, the first A of the AAA, occurs when who we are, what we want, and how we act all move in a harmonious, divine direction with devotional attention and intention of what we do, say, think, and believe. We must know our what and clarify what matters most, what's important to us. Knowing our who we can help and who can help up. Knowing our how to use time, the 24 hours that we're guaranteed every day of our life, except for the last day. Knowing how to get those non-negotiable done, and then prioritize the non-negotiable circumstances of the day. I allot 12 hours a day of non-circumstantial behavior to get my day done. Majority of it is sleep, and then there's health and faith and finance, study of time and study of relativity. Then I have 12 hours to do whatever we want to do. Aligning the calendar with these priorities, what's important to us, subset urgency, what's important to us, in alignment with the divine direction, that first A will get us to where we want to be or better. And prioritization, doing it now and next, is the antidote to interfering with where you want to be. It's the antidote to feeling overwhelmed, antidote to procrastinating. So when we make decisions through these lenses, utilize our values and the AAA strategy in aligning with the first A, we now can take action with intention to say, think, feel, and believe. You see, action is doing, saying, thinking, feeling, and believing. And each of those levels of intention have a greater statistical success of acceleration, aggregation, compound outcomes. If you would like the alignment exercise within the context of the AAA strategy and the replay of this and the guide of this training, the AAA strategy training today, let me be your beloved servant. Let me be closer to God. Let me be able and capable of helping you. David means beloved, at D, first initial, means servant. David@dmeltzer.com. David@dmeltzer.com. Email me. Lesson number 5, if it's not obvious to you, the second A of the AAA strategy: action. Nothing happens until it moves. Even though 80% of our time is sharpening the knife, even though 80% of the time is getting aligned with the personal, experiential giving and receiving, the what, the who, the how, and the now to apply our lie. Why? Action creates reality. Because ideas, good ideas and God ideas, good ideas and God ideas alone never create any results. Even though it's 80% of our time, we must consistently, persistently, in the pursuit of that divine direction, in devotion, we must consistently take action with devotional behavior if we want our goals, our alignment, our trajectory, our divine direction to become a reality or better. So many people spend so many years planning, learning, and preparing. People who create momentum are the ones who move. I have a friend, Rob Angel, who I love. He's a remarkable entrepreneur, multi-millionaire. He invented dictionary. And he wanted to write a book about that experience, that journey, to help other entrepreneurs. A beautiful sentiment, a beautiful journey. And he spent a lot of time in lesson number 4, getting alignment, rewriting. I always joked around and said, you could have written 8 books instead of the books you finally published, and people would have been better off reading each of the versions of those books and title them differently. Titles matter, by the way, if you don't realize. I've written Compassionate Capitalism, Connected to Goodness, Unstoppable, Creating a Life You Love with Jack Canfield, Game Time Decision Making with Tillman Fertitta, who just bought Caesars. But man, no book that I've written sells off the shelf as fast as something with a great title like Don't Do Business with Dicks. People have bought it from my hand at the airport. It is action, though, the second A, that creates the opportunities, the options, the touches of favor, the relationships, the growth, and even the feedback. Remember, within the context of the second A in action, you will get feedback. And nobody likes feedback in the present. So realize that all the good stuff relies in what we don't necessarily like, which is why we need to learn to like. That's why we need to learn to love what we don't like. We got to learn to love what we don't like. We got to learn to like what we don't like or love about what we love and what we don't love. Got to learn it. Because action creates opportunities, options, touches, a favor, feedback, and those relationships and expansion that we're looking for. Action is the second A. Make sure that we're taking these steps forward. Make sure that we're being great within the small things every day instead of having to be great in the big things later on. Make sure that we are aligned and taking action in the divine direction and progressing, not perfecting. There is only progress, not perfection. The key to the second A of the AAA strategy is the law of Goya. G-O-Y-A. I think Don Asseroff taught me the law of Goya. It's the rule of the second A of taking action. Get off your ass. Nothing's going to happen if you're lying, sulking, sitting at home on your mom's couch, high and sick and broke. Get off your ass. Move in the divine action with emotional behaviors, non-circumstantial and circumstantial behavior, non-negotiable and negotiable behavior, planned and unplanned behavior, and paid for and unpaid for behavior. Get off your ass. Utilize the law of Goya. Utilize the second A of action. Know that ideas, God ideas, good ideas alone will never create results, that nothing will happen until you take action and get off your ass. Use the law of Goya. If you would like the exercise of the law of Goya within the context of the AAA strategy and the replay and the exercises and the guides, let me be your beloved servant. Give me the gift of being closer to God, of living my higher self. When you're capable of helping others, you're at your higher self. Give me that gift. Email me, David, beloved, at D, first initial, Meltzer, servant. Let me be that beloved servant, daviddmeltzer.com. Get the second A of AAA and the Goya, the law of Goya exercise. Lesson 6, the last lesson, if it's not obvious, adjustment. The third A. The third A, adjustment. If you want to make God laugh at you, come up with a well-developed plan. So you better prepare for adjustment. You can take control and certainty in your day by having non-negotiable behaviors for half the day, majority of it sleep. But there will be 12 hours of circumstance and adjustment that's needed through prioritization in the what, the who, and the how, and doing it now, prioritizing what's most important, using urgency as a subset. Because no plan survives perfectly. No plan will survive perfectly. The ability to prepare and allow adjustment allows us to learn faster, improve faster, and achieve more exponentially and consistently. So many entrepreneurs that I work with, whether it be a startup to multi-billion-dollar companies, so many entrepreneurs launch new products and discover through customer feedback what's required, what changes are necessary. One small adjustment, one small movement can create an extraordinary result. So instead of quitting, they're preparing to adjust and improve from the very start. Adjustment, ask Thomas Edison, is not failure. Adjustment is not failure. Adjustment is intelligence in action. I'll repeat that. Adjustment is not failure. Adjustment is intelligence in action. We must constantly take inventory and review what we like, what we don't, what's working, what's not working, what we know and what we don't know each and every time, and aligning what we learn with what's doing well, what's stable, and what we think is doing well in the future. We must know what we like and not like, what's working and not working, what we know and what we don't know, and learn from it and align those capabilities with what's doing well, what's stable, and what we think is doing well in the future. Seeking the lessons, seeking feedback from the who, the trusted advisors, mentors, and teachers, knowing that the mentors are already there. We're just asking them for direction and mimicking them. The teachers are teaching us how to utilize those steps and mimic them, and the coach bringing the best out of us as trusted advisors, seeking feedback which we don't like in the present. When we are constant in the triple strategy of alignment, action, and preparation of adjustment, we are able and capable of making small corrections, being great in the small things before the problem become big, and we have to be great in the big things. It's much easier to be great in the small things than it is the big things. That's why I went to a small college, so I could play football, being a big fish in a little pond, making great things happen in small corrections before the problems become huge obstacles. Adjustment is not failure. The preparation of adjustment is the adjustment and alignment in action is the intelligence in action. Let's utilize that AAA strategy. If you would like to have the adjustment is not failure exercise within the AAA strategy guide exercise replay of this training, even my book, David@dmeltzer.com. Connected to Goodness goes into depth about the AAA strategy. I'll be happy to send Connected to Goodness to anyone. I'll pay for shipping. I'll pay for the book. I'll sign it. I'll send it to you. David means beloved at D, first initial. Meltzer means servant. David@dmeltzer.com. The people around us either accelerate our growth or interfere with it. The places, people, things, and circumstances either accelerate it towards our divine direction or interfere with it. We attract all the right people, places, things, events, circumstances when we consistently live in our values and utilize the AAA strategy. Most people focus only on action. High performers understand that action without alignment leads to frustration or interference, and action without adjustment leads to stagnation or interference. Most successful, passionate, purposeful, and profitable people continuously align with their values, their gratitude, giving them perspective, empathy, giving them ease, accountability, giving them control, effective communication, giving them inspiration to take consistent, persistent action in pursuit of their potential and make those intelligent actions called adjustments along the way. It is so important for us to re-engineer our foundation to make sure it's aligned with our divine direction and in the past aligned with that. We must attract all of the people, places, things, circumstances, events, and energy in order to understand attraction as the ability to dissipate the interference between us and that which already exists and that which will become. We need to repurpose, not retire. We need to repurpose everything in alignment with the divine direction, with devotional behavior, to find the light, the love, and the lesson in everything. And in order to do so, we have to use the AAA strategy. We need to utilize the first A with 80% of our effort to get alignment. Alignment of what we do, think, feel, and believe. Alignment with what the who, the how, the now, and applying our why with the divine direction of where we want to be or better in the meaning of the past. Alignment is the most necessary. Then we need to take action because nothing happens until we move. The second A is action, and no ideas, good ideas, God ideas will ever create a result without action. And then the third A, adjustment. Adjustment is not failure. Adjustment is intelligence action. The AAA strategy is not a one-time exercise. It's a lifelong process of becoming more aligned, taking more purposeful, passionate, profitable action, and is adjusting as we grow and go. You can take alignment, take action, and prepare for adjustment. You can utilize the AAA strategy to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. And I will tell you this, I've never met anyone that makes a lot of money for the sake of helping others and having fun that isn't happy. And if you're happy, that will make me happy. On my mission to empower over 1 billion people to be happy by finding 1,000 of you every Friday, to empower you, to empower others to be happy, to make a lot of money for the sake of helping others and having fun. Once again, if you'd like the replay of this training, the exercises and guides of the lessons, and of course the AAA strategy. If you like my book, Connected to Goodness, that talks in detail about the AAA strategy, email me, the beloved servant. Give me the gift of being close to God, of being my higher self. Allow me to be able and capable of helping you just by emailing me directly. David means beloved. @D is my first initial. Meltzer means servant. Let me be your beloved servant. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Speaking of .com, it rhymes with the Nick of Wam, the well-oiled machine, the super young, successful, purposeful, profitable, and passionate person. No alliteration necessary to introduce back in, to reset the room, to take some Q&A with me, the incredible Nick Wam. Thank you, Nick.
Yes, sir. And what an incredible training today. I want to thank you, David, for empowering us and getting our weekends started on the right foot with the AAA strategy training. And of course, for everybody, as a reminder, I know you want the guided exercise, not just on the AAA strategy, but the law of Goya, as David mentioned, alongside many others. All you need to do to get guides and exercises, let alone a copy of David's book, which he will send you a copy, signed copy, and even pay for shipping, email him directly. David@dmeltzer.com. Once again, that is David@dmeltzer.com. And as we open things up for Q&A here, I want to remind everybody that is joining us online to put their questions into the chat. And for all of our friends here in the Breakfast with Champions, the greatest room and community on Clubhouse, if you have a question for David this morning, please, if you are on stage, just put a quick note in the room chat and we'll pass the mic over your way. And if you are in the audience, please go ahead and use the hand icon in the lower left-hand corner of your screen to request to join the stage, and then we will bring you up from there. But without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Eric Meltzer for the first question of the day, as he's been patiently waiting here on stage. Happy Friday, my friend. Always good to see you here. Why don't you unmute yourself and kick us off with the first question?
Well, thank you so much, Nick and Dave. Question and block that I still have in my mind is I'll be happy when, and I feel like it's self-sabotage. But can you just further into how to be less in pursuit of I'll be happy when?
Yeah. And so many of us have that problem at times. The antithesis of I'll be happy when is I am. I am constitutes our understanding of God. I am happy. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am worthy. What am I doing to interfere with it? It's impossible when we're living in I am, when we're living with the belief there's something bigger than us that loves us, protects us, promotes us, perfects us more than our mom. It is impossible. So for all of us who live in a world of I'll be happy when, in minutes and moments, or days, weeks, months, and years, there is a resolve to that. And it's 3 letters. 3 letters that I've been studying since AP English when I first read Kierkegaard in Existentialism. I am. I am. In Rastafarian culture, it's I and I. I am. What am I doing to interfere with it? Is it impossible? Because all you're saying when you're saying I'll be happy when is I am not. I'm not enough. I'm not wealthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not what I want to become. I am. What am I doing to interfere with it? It is the antithesis of I'll be happy when. In order to transform the idea of I'll be happy when, we simply have to align the meaning of the past, the failures, mistakes, setbacks, the defining moments, the historical relevances of our past, the meaning of our past, with our divine direction, with devotional behavior of what, the who, the how, and the now, and apply our why. when you are in the realm, whether it be minutes and moments like I live, days, weeks, months, and years like I used to live, anytime I feel as if I'll be happy when I create a resolution, a resolution to the problem by saying I am. I am, for the sake of helping others and having fun. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, and I'm worthy. What am I doing to interfere with it? Eric Meltzer, my namesake, hope that is assistance to you. Go ahead and mute yourself. Weimer?
So much, Dave.
You got it, EM. DMEM. All right.
NG. Jumping in here as we are going to keep things rolling with the next question. We have Marianne here on stage. Marianne, happy Friday, my dear. Unmute yourself and carry us on.
Happy Friday, guys. How are you?
Phenomenal.
Thanks. So this morning, how and when I feel like is now, and I don't know if this is similar to Eric's question, because he was about happy, but I'm about like I get stuck in how and when. What more do I need to do?
Thank you, Marianne. I think there's a subtlety and a difference between happy when, because that obviously elevates this question of when that you have. But I think the bigger question is the how. And in order to know our how, we need to understand the linear time frame of the human experience and reconcile it with the infinite one. So those people that are having challenges beyond when, which is solved by I am, the how is a man-made construct. When we're dealing with a man-made construct, we have to analyze the human experience to effectuate man-made constructs of time and of me. And so when we're looking at how, we have to start by asking what, and then who, and then how. And in the how, we have to understand that the human experience is bookend by the time our heart starts till it stops, divided by 24 hours. You are guaranteed man-made construct of time, 24 hours a day, every single day of your life, except for the last day of your life, you'll be cheated. And so we need to utilize that 24 hours every single day in our divine direction with devotional behavior, utilizing the AAA strategy. And so when we are trying to figure out not just when, which is resolved with I am for the sake of, and what am I doing to interfere with it, the how is resolved by time, by linear time, by the 24 hours you're given every single day except for the last day of your life. And so when we can take the idea of how, detaching our emotions from an outcome and putting it in the present, the 24 hours, it is the separation and segregation of time, non-negotiable and negotiable time. There is no worry about how when you have non-negotiable behavior, because you know that the non-negotiable behavior that you have chosen will create 90% of the progress that you are capable of having. 90% of the progress instead of zero. Instead of overwhelmed, procrastinating, worrying about how and when you non-negotiable behavior, half of your 24 hours, 12 hours, majority of it being sleep, when you assign time and tell yourself, no matter what, I'm going to spend a minimum time on sleep, my health, my family, my finance, my faith, the study of time, and the study of relativity, meaning in AAA strategy of time. Leaving 12 hours to figure out the how. But the how's already taken place because you know that non-negotiable, non-circumstantial behavior, that intentional behavior, no matter what happens today, I'm going to make 90% progress today by having non-negotiable behaviors, by making sure I spend a minimum amount of time sleeping on my health, on my family, on my faith, on my finance, on the study of relativity. You shift the paradigm of certainty, and how becomes certain for 90% of your progress. And the 12 hours of wake time is a lot more fun with a lot less resistance because you know that you're already 90% of the way there that day. And you still have 12 hours to do what you want and learn from it and pre-prioritize it and apply your why to it, living in what? Gratitude, empathy, accountability, and effective communication. living in spirit, inspired in the infinite intelligence, inspiration, intuition, and energy that exists. Figuring out in those 12 hours what you're doing to interfere with it, but taking control and certainty back from God, who laughs at you every time you try to create certainty. You can hedge your bet in time. Yes, there'll be exceptions. God will still throw a monkey wrench into your plans, but the majority of your days you've assigned a minimum amount of time to what's most important to the divine. Your sleep, your health, your finance, your faith, the study of time, the study of relativity, and you've lowered the bar and created minimums so that you don't miss a day. Understanding how is understanding now in the non-negotiables and learning to prioritize the other 12 hours of awake time, the circumstantial behavior, and enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of that potential and finding the light, the love, and the lessons through gratitude, taking ease of it through forgiveness and empathy, taking control back with accountability. Am I learning from responsibility, attraction, and participation and perception, and effectively communicating with the good ideas and the God ideas that you have? Does that sound fair?
Wow, amazing.
Thank
The best thing that I heard just now was understanding the how is understanding the now. And just circles back to the time thing that you just mentioned in this whole thing. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Yeah, we had a great mastermind yesterday, and we closed, with Abraham and Tim Story, myself, Brian Scheer. We had Bill Walsh, but we closed with John Coyle. And this guy, Joe Shalby, the CEO of eMortgage, he's like, I mentor and coach him. He's like, I always thought when you talked about time, Dave, it was gimmicky or it was like a sales thing. And I'm like, after listening to John Coyle, who the Olympian, who lost, the gold medal by joking around, I would say that if John Coyle had my nose, he would have won the gold. That's how close he was to winning the gold medal. But when he described time, it's sunk in. So some of these things that we teach, it just takes repetition. As a teacher, coach, mentor, you got to be repetitive and honest, but they are seeds. And if we keep watering those seeds through repetition, an elevated sense, this is why you study the Course in Miracles. And I invite everyone to join Marianne. She has an incredible group that's studying the Course in Miracles that will solidify forgiveness and time together. It is a text that I've studied for 10 years. And please join us in our group. Marianne, where can people join the Course in Miracles group that you have?
So they could reach out to me, message me, and I'll send them the link. It's actually on Fridays after this call at about 8 a.m. Pacific time. So thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And I could put it in the chat, the link too, if anybody wants to join this morning.
I love it. I highly, highly encourage it. It changed my life. So thank you so much for taking leadership in that, Marianne.
Thank you. It's a journey, and I'm enjoying it. So
Me too. For 10 years. All right. That's awesome. What a love she is, the incredible Marianne. Go ahead, ping her, DM her, check it, put the link in the comments. Everybody's asking for that link. Awesome. Course in Miracles, ACIM. All right, A Course in Miracles. Nick of Wam, we have 7 minutes. That's lucky 7. 7 minutes before we're off to Japan and Kalamazoo and Louisville with Nick Saban and Matt Ebert. And we got all types of people in Vegas with seasonal of office hours. Aspire in the July. We got so much shit coming up. Can you just reset the room and let's take another question?
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We are currently in the 4th quarter of today's Friday training, which David has been doing for over 28 years. And today has been the AAA strategy. So if you guys would like to guide an exercise, just email David directly, david@dmeltzer.com. Once again, that is just david@dmeltzer.com. And for our next question of the day, we're going to keep it live here on Clubhouse as Tool has been patiently waiting. Tool, good to see you, my friend. Unmute yourself and keep us going with the next question.
Good morning. Blessings and love to everyone. Short of time, so I'll jump straight in. David, this is piggybacking on what Eric said and Marianne references as well. The paradigm shift. So what you've spoken about, and we've discussed this before, and I think I'm going to be an ongoing student of this, is Is this what you refer to as the ultimate paradigm shift? I just want to check that, and then I can ask my specific questions.
The closet. I'm intrigued. Hello. All right. Yeah, sorry. Can you repeat the last sentence? My wife is looking for a math book.
My question was, so what you've been speaking about, the shift to I, is that what you refer to as the ultimate paradigm shift?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, right? Because the paradigm shift is I'll be happy when, and that's where most people live, creating all types of interference between them and what already exists. And when you realize I am, everything already is, what am I doing to interfere with it? It changes everything. It changes your values, your practices, your execution, and incentives. I'll repeat that. It changes your values, your daily practices, your execution, and your incentives. And if you change your values and your daily practices and your execution of those and your incentives, the paradigm shifts and everything becomes easy by identifying the dis-easy. What am I doing? Beautifully said, right? That is the paradox. That is paradigm shift.
Well, I had follow-up questions, but I think you encompass them in what you said. So it is as fundamental and literally self-redefining as I'm thinking.
You know, if it's not simple, it's not correct. The universe is exact. So until you can understand things in this simplicity, until you can utilize them simply, until you realize the simple things to do or simple not to do, you have work to do to elevate your awareness to what exactly you're studying or paying attention and giving attention to. The universe loves simple. It's created an exact way. And so until you understand it simply and can articulate it simply, you don't understand it fully.
Simple yet hard for us mere mortals. Wonderful.
Mere mortals, exactly, right? One of the attributes, you know, of understanding faith is being humble enough to say, I don't know what I don't know. The longer I go, the less I know.
Beautiful. Incredible start to what I hope will be a wonderful Friday for my football team, Arsenal.
It's already done, buddy. Already done.
Thank you. May your words come true. The Cronkies will be happy.
Yes, they will.
All right, buddy.
You got it.
Great weekend.
You too. All right, Wammer, we have time for one more quick question, then we'll bring it home. Good luck with your math test without your math book. I'm sure that'll cost me a fortune, but we're here ready for the last question.
Yep, the last question is going to be Allie. Allie, great to see you as always. Feel free to unmute and close us out. Final question.
Muhammad Ali. Hi, Muhammad Ali.
Hi, how are you?
I'm terrific. She's the champion of office hours and, of course, Breakfast of Champions. Ali, Princess Ali, finish us up. What do you got?
Thank you. So, question today is:
Good luck, Miles.
How do you discern when you're being called to adjust your strategy versus evolve the identity that's creating it?
They're one and the same, but I love the word discernment. You know, so many people, they don't use discernment. They use judgments and conditions to make false movements. So remember, when I say they're all one and the same, it's because you're aligning the meaning of your path with this divine direction. And so your identity, your self-image needs that alignment, action, and adjustment as well as to get us to where we are better. So they're one and the same, that we utilize the AAA strategy, not only to know what, the who, how, and our now, our next, and apply our why, but use the AAA strategy to align the divine for what we pay attention to, what we give attention to, do, say, think, feel, and believe. Align meaning, the identity of our past, which is created by the failures, mistakes, setbacks, defining moments, traumas, all the different things of our past. We need the work, give the meaning of our past, and align it with our divine direction. Create devotional, not discipline, devotional behavior in the alignment when we take action and prepare for adjustment. Excellent. We are right on time. And since time is my love language, I'm at 528 frequency. I'm in love, in my truth, ready for an amazing day in a consistent, persistent pursuit of my potential. I want to thank everyone for the greatest gift every Friday to allow me to be able and capable of being a beloved servant. David at dmeltzer.com. David Beloved at first initial Meltzer. Last name means servant. Thank you for giving me the gift of being able and capable of helping others, allowing me to find my higher self each and every Friday to be closer to God. That's what we give when we receive. Remember, please give more, be given more, receive more, and ask for more than more. Allow you to give more than more, be given more than more, receive more than more, and ask for more than more, allowing you to live in the world of more than enough of everything for everyone. Stop living in a zero-sum game. Start living in the world of more than enough of everything for everyone. Join us every Friday. It's been over 28 years as of October 11th, and we are blessed to have the amazing Nick Avlam. I'm going to put you in charge of closing out Clubhouse, and I'm going to close out the multicast. Thank you, everyone. All right, people, let me just review where we're going to be one more time. Remember, we do car washes. And car washes are things that holding court meetups they use, masterminds, VIP dinners for charity. Next week, we'll be with Marie Diamond up in LA filming a movie, doing a meetup as well, holding court and interviews up there in Los Angeles. Then Japan, holding court interviews, speeches. Then to Louisville, Kentucky with Nick Saban, myself, Matt Ebert. Then in Chicago, with a couple of the business partners of mine as well, meet up holding court. Then in Kalamazoo, Michigan, again to Vegas for season 11, my lucky number, 111, sign of the angel, born on January 11th. That's right, in Las Vegas, season 11 of Office Hours. Come and join us in the lobby of the Wynn and a VIP dinner for charity. And then back to Newport Beach with the crew, Tim Story, me, John Coyle, Jay Abraham, Brian Scher, and many, many more. Dr. Ken Vu, left him out as well. We got a big crew to finish up as well. 200 cities a year. If you want to stay informed, if you want to be invited, we got a jingle now that teaches this number. Area code 949-298-2905. 1949-298-2905. Get notified, get informed, get invited, not obligated. I know I'm inviting people enough. I know I'm being repetitive. You text or email me, stop, you're annoying me. That means I'm getting to people. So the few people that get annoyed when they ask me to be invited and informed, God bless you for letting me know I'm doing the right things by being a great teacher, mentor, and coach, by being annoying, which means I'm repetitive and honest. So please text me 949-298-2905 or let me be your beloved servant. Join our Monday networking groups, join our wait list for one-on-one. I have business advisory and investment. All these different categories of things I can do to help you every single day, 7 days a week. I allow 5 minutes of time for anyone. All you got to do is ask. David means beloved. At D first initial, Meltzer means servant. David at dmeltzer.com. But regardless, no matter what, remember, remind, and recollect. Be more interested than interesting. Be kind to your future self. Do good deeds. Hit it, Gigi.
Hey! 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 Oh, hey! Wanna know where David's gonna be? Get invites, updates, and community. When he's in your city, you won't miss a thing. Just text the number, let your phone ring, 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 ring. 949-298-2905. That's 949-298-2905. Hey. Events, connection, and opportunity. All in one place. Come join the community. So text it now, don't wait in line. 949-298-2905. That's 949-298-2905.
Welcome to Office Hours, hosted by legendary sports executive, entrepreneur, and investor David Meltzer, where the brightest entrepreneurial minds in business, sports, and entertainment get together to talk about success, failure, and everything in between.
There's so much more effort someone will give if it is not seen as the job, but the thing that they enjoy doing with their life.
We both view all of it that way. It's like, how in this interaction am I going to add excessive value to the person on the other side? And neither of us, I think, accept anything less than that.
I have no self-worth tied up in Gary Vee or Gary Vaynerchuk, the entrepreneur. My self-worth is fully and utterly 100% attached to how I treat human beings.
Take a deep dive into the mind of some of the world's most impactful guests.
Very simply, getting people's mind realigned and showing them evidence of what they can do so that they know that they can make the right decision in the moment.
I knew I could get better, and I knew, because no matter how late to the game you are, there's a phrase I invite everybody to live by, which is there's always room for the best.
To share their strategies and tools to dominate their respective fields.
Overarching umbrella, I would say, about how to accomplish it all is to find things that you're just really passionate about and that you love and you're interested in.
You got to do it because you truly love it. And at some point, if you're thriving in it and if you are being progressive at it, you'll probably get recognized for that.
David Meltzer hosts Office Hours.